So I had a patient who had a stroke, and every time his wife helped him stand up, he falls backward. And he's not a small guy, he's about 6'4". And she was much, much smaller. Her back was already hurting, and one day, she even whispered and hinted that she's ready to leave my patient. And that's very traumatic for me as a therapist, I don't know. But what helped change the problem started with just something very, very simple, which was putting on his pants. Hi, I'm Nathan. I'm your occupational therapist, and my goal is to help you be more consistent with your therapy at home. So today we're going to be talking about retropulsion after a stroke or dementia. And that means the patient keeps leaning backwards. And this is especially true when standing them up from a sitting position. Most caregivers think that the patient is being too heavy, he's not helping me, he is being stubborn. But many times after a stroke or dementia, the problem is not just the strength. The brain may think that leaning backward feels safe and leaning forward is like they're falling. So when you try to get them up, they're pulling back and their body is now leaning backwards. And so now it feels like you're lifting the entire weight of the patient. And that was what's happening to my patient. Every time the wife is transferring the patient, it becomes an argument. And the wife is already exhausted. Her back is already starting to hurt. And what makes it worse is that they live with a 90-year-old mom who hears every time they are having an argument. And so I had to explain something very important to the wife. After a stroke or dementia, the patients don't just lose strength, they can also lose emotional control. And so sometimes he wasn't just yelling, he was scared, frustrated, and overwhelmed. And so his body felt like he was falling every time he moved forward. So the big question was, how do we help him stand up without turning everything into a fight between this couple? And so the answer was not to lift harder or pull him up faster, and not even let's practice standing right away. The first thing that I worked on was dressing, especially putting his pants up and down from his feet to his thighs and then pulling it down from the thighs to his feet. So enough talking. Let me try to show to you what we did that helped the patient get up much easier and with more confidence, where the wife is not feeling like the patient is pulling back every time they're trying to stand up. All right, so just follow along with me. All right, let me explain to you what I gave to my patient and with the caregiver. So this is why occupational therapy is so powerful. We can use any activity as part of their therapy, provided it is appropriate, right? And so we can make therapy fun. So let me explain to you what happened, why getting dressed was helping the patient get up. So when someone puts on their pants while sitting down, look at this. They have to look down, they have to reach forward, they have to shimmy and shift their weight on their legs, and they have to bring their chest towards their thighs and practice moving towards the floor, right? And this is exactly what stroke patients and dementia patients are trying to avoid, especially when they have retropulsion or falling backwards, because their brain says forward is dangerous. Forward means falling. And so instead of only saying lean forward, I told the wife, have him help pull his pants up to his thighs while sitting. And now we are doing two things at once. We are practicing getting dressed, which is functional, a daily activity. And we are also training his brain to tolerate moving forward or leaning forward. We're hitting two birds with one stone, and that is self-care and balance retraining. Now, here's what made it more interesting. Once he started reaching forward towards the floor and putting on his pants, he started to get up much easier, right? And so we use that as a technique to make him lean forward, reach down towards the floor without making him think that we are still doing exercises. And so after explaining this to the patient and to his wife, we incorporated reaching down towards the floor, more activities like maybe getting laundry from a basket. I made him lean forward, picking that up and folding it. So maybe a few socks, he has to pair them up. So he's still leaning forward. And also I told him to maybe look at his feet, try to clean his feet with a wash rag that is leaning forward. Those are the activities. Now, after doing that, we practice just giving him instructions to lean forward, bring his chest towards his thighs, bring his feet back, and to move forward and up. That made it easier for the wife and for the patient to get up without feeling that he is falling backwards and that forward is dangerous. So I made him do this multiple times after reaching forward. So I made him do 10. So let's try to do 10 together with your patient, right? Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more time, and 10, and all the way up. This exercises, combining self-care with the exercise, will help you retrain the patient to make them feel safer when they lean forward. When you try to get them up, it is not going to make them fear or afraid to get up and lean backwards instead, right? So practice this daily. So let's explain this. Standing is not just an upward movement. It is a combination of forward, weight over your feet, then up. But with retropulsion, the person does the opposite. The head goes back and the chest goes back and the hips stay behind. And so they fall backwards most of the time. And so when the caregiver helps them get up and the patient pulls back, this is why it feels so heavy. And not because the caregiver is weak or she needs therapy herself, but because the patient's brain and body are not syncing up. They're fighting each other. And so when I explained this to my patient's wife, and once my patient's wife understood that, something changed, not just in his standing, but also in their home, because now she realized he's not always fighting me. His brain just thinks he is falling backwards. And so I told her, do not turn everything into a tug-of-war. If you pull up and he leans back, you're going to just hurt your back. And instead, set him up first. And so here's the sequence that I told her. Scoot him up towards the edge of the chair, and then feet under his knees, reach down, chest forward, and weight into his feet, and then try to get him up. And if he is getting dressed, use that dressing part as part of the therapy and have him pull them up to his thighs while sitting. Those small tasks teaches the same movement his brain needs for standing, and it feels more natural rather than saying just do your exercise, because to my patient, he's not just exercising, he's also getting dressed. And that is very occupational therapy. That is really what we are helping them do. But here's the part that I did not expect. His wife started feeling relieved because he was getting better. Transfers were not scary anymore, and he was helping more during the ADLs or self-care. And she did not feel like she had to lift him, all of him, 6'4" of him every time. And now she had more energy to help her mother who was 90 years old, remember. But the biggest surprise was that this same wife who was crying, who wants to leave her husband, now is bringing her husband with her while she's driving a semi-truck. That 18-wheeler truck, yes, she drives that truck. And so now they're still spending a lot of time together, that it is saving their marriage. And that's why my job is so fulfilling. So if your loved one keeps falling backwards, try not to pull them up and use all your strength. Ask instead, does their brain and body connect, that they feel unsafe when they're getting up? So try to look for other ways to make him lean forward and put his weight on his feet, chest forward, and then try to get him up. And try to practice this every day so that they won't lose that skill of getting up from a lower position, from sitting or even from the bed, trying to get him up towards a sitting position. That is also sometimes very scary. But if this video was helpful, let's try to do an attendance check so that this video will reach to those people who badly needs therapy but doesn't have any access to therapy. As an attendance check, please type down below, what is the hardest part of the relationship after your loved one had a stroke or dementia? Is it the frustration? Is it the arguing? Is it the fear of falling of your patient? Or feeling that nobody is helping you as a caregiver? So please type it down below in the comment section. And if you know somebody who's taking care of a patient who has stroke or dementia, please share this video to them. You will be a very, very helpful friend to them. All right? And if you have any questions, suggestions, just type it down below in the comment section as well. And try to give this a like if this was very helpful for you. And just a reminder, consistency is the key and never give up. Until next time, alam. Zoom.